Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have an article here talking about the murders in Houston. First and foremost, Houston is on 90 status, and we've been saying that for a while, but now the officials are finally saying that we're at 1990 status. And in Houston in the 1990s, it was pretty rough around here. And when it was in the 90s, they was comparing the 90s to the 70s. So every so many years, history repeats itself in these cities as far as crime, and it's just human behavior repeats itself. I know a lot of this they want to blame on the pandemic. It wasn't a pandemic in the 90s. So we can't blame everything on the pandemic. What is happening is it's a decay in society, and it's reflecting on the people and their behaviors. As far as Houston goes, we're short staffed with police. And they continuously get on the news and say how they're short staffed. And the more they say that, it's like they're sending a bat signal for the criminals to activate. Here we have had a female officer brutally raped and beaten in the Harris County Jail because they were understaffed and the inmate was roaming around and caught her and attacked her. So now they're going to take the inmates and move them to various jails throughout the state to relieve the workload and increase the safety for the officers in the Harris County Jail now. So that's a problem in a whole right there. What I'm seeing out here is I'm seeing a lot of purse snatching. I'm seeing a lot of people running over people and killing them in their cars, trying to carjack them. I'm seeing a lot of young people fighting in the streets. I'm seeing a lot of people, just random people straggling around, look like they may be homeless or on drugs or whatever. They're just hanging around different places. I'm seeing a lot that I didn't see 5 years ago where I live. And you can tell that this place is about to crack at the seams pretty soon. There have been a lot of gun battles I've been seeing on the news where people are just meeting up and having shootouts. Somebody shot up a vigil not too far in Baytown, which is a city outside of Houston. And it was a vigil for someone, and they shot the vigil up, and 13 people got shot at the vigil. I mean, it's getting to the point where you don't want to leave your house without your gun. And if you do leave your house without your gun, you're at the mercy of the court. And I don't suggest anyone who lives anywhere in the inner city in America to leave their house without a gun if they can. If they can, don't go without a gun in this country, because there's some places that got, very tight laws. But if you're not in a place that don't have no strict laws, you need to have a gun on you, because this place is getting out of control. You don't have to be in a high crime area, quote unquote, to be a victim of a violent crime. And people get in their head that they live in a safe neighborhood. Nobody's safe anywhere anymore. That's over with. That's just a figment of people's imagination. And I'm seeing it on the news where people are saying, oh, things never happen over here. Well, guess what? Things are happening over here now. So what are you going to do? So I'm going to play a little bit of this video so you guys can see what's going on.
Investigates the Houston zip codes that have seen the most murders. Here's Grace White.
This is what you call a high crime area.
Walk a neighborhood with Reggie Gordon, and you can hear his passion.
We must all get involved.
He himself spent time in prison and now is a community activist.
It's been a big pet peeve of how do we bring these kind of violent behaviors on senseless crime to a halt.
But before you can stop crime, you have to understand where it's happening. KHOU 11 investigates, crunched the numbers, and found the top 3 zip codes with the most murders through August of this year. Number 3, 77033. That's Southeast Houston, the South Park neighborhood with 10 murders. Number 2, 77022. North of 610 to Tidwell, between the Hardy and Independence Heights with 11 murders. And number 1, 77036. It includes Sharpstown and Chinatown, also with 11.
And this is the highest murder rate we've seen since the 90s, is that correct?
It is. Belinda Knoll is an assistant chief for Houston Police.
Compare what we're facing now to what we're facing back then?
I think you can't really compare the two. Back in the 90s, I think we were dealing a lot with narcotics-related murders, cartel, those types of murders. This year, particularly, we've seen an increase in family violence, gang crimes, and robberies.
Mario was my baby son.
This year, 20-year-old Mario Simpson was killed in a shooting that, according to court documents, was gang-related. Shantae Warfield is his mother.
He just got mixed up with the wrong crowd, and this tragedy happened.
Simpson was killed on February 1st at La Casita, an apartment complex on the north side that's seen 4 murders as of August. Houston police are still looking for the suspect charged with Simpson's murder, 28-year-old Patrick Green.
I just miss my son dearly, and I do not want another family to go through and feel what I'm feeling.
The gun violence in these certain areas.
Gordon doesn't want any other families to lose a loved one either. It's why he advocates for change, a way to reach young people and break the cycle of violence, something he calls trauma-informed care.
And the only way we're going to do that, we got to be able to have people that's trained, that can address to deal with conflict and know how to deal with trauma, and see the person as who they are, meet them where they at, and deal with the problem that they're dealing with.
Gordon says resources are key, but so is being consistent. And curbing crime, he says, isn't about one neighborhood. It's a problem the whole city has to want to solve.
It's been proven that if we don't get involved, it will eventually tap on your doorstep.
If you want to learn more right now on our website.
And he said a mouthful. It will eventually tap on your doorstep. So you got to get your shit together and be ready to activate if you have to, and have a plan with your family on how you would deal with a home invasion. How would you deal with, being attacked if you're outside of your home? You got to practice shit sometimes. I know that some people feel like it's not really logical or it doesn't make sense. I'd rather be prepared than unprepared. And you never can be really prepared for an attack like that, but you can have an idea of how you're going to handle the situation. And don't walk around thinking that it can't happen to you, because I know some people who are not here anymore that got murdered this year, and they didn't think it could happen to them either. So it's like, it's unbelievable, some of the shit that I'm seeing and that I'm hearing. And even from different cities across the country, I'm hearing different stories from different people of how people are just being victimized left and right. And as far as, America in a whole, this is turning out to be just another repetition of the past. That's all. And so I just suggest that you guys just stay safe out there. Take care of your family. And please stay on your P's and Q's. Peace.